Hi, Linda.
Oh,
It's really good to see you today. So, Linda, you are our new Rural Reef Breakers Network coordinator, which is very exciting. Um, Something that is new to Free the Reef, and something that is really needed. Um, Disabled people in rural communities have unique challenges, so we are really excited to see that network develop. Um, and you have a role in church leadership, is that right? Can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you?
well, my name's Lynda and I'm a reader. I've been a reader for 8 years. I've enjoyed my time as a reader. It's been challenging, it's been very interesting. One of the big things that I've noticed over the years has been the changes that we've seen with regard to disability and inclusion. But there's still an awful lot to do, and there's still many places that I go to that I can't get into, or I can't access, or people struggle to see me. So in leading worship as a disabled person, it does have its interesting moments, but nevertheless, it's fantastic to be there and to be there supporting God's people and representing us, really, I suppose. And what an opportunity. So my time as a reader has been very interesting. I've been disabled 25 years. I never really thought that I would become a minister of any kind. It was a complete surprise to me when it actually happened. I didn't really think that such roles would be open to us. But as time progresses, we're seeing more and more roles within the church that are opening up. And it's fantastic that we are being included and we're being sought out. And I'd encourage everyone to take up the call of the Holy Spirit. When the Spirit calls you, you must go. And wherever the Spirit calls, you must go. So yeah, it's been fantastic just being in church and being with people and talking about the issues that matter so much to us, because that so many people are disabled. That 1 in 6 of the population, perhaps as high as 1 in 5, are disabled. So when we're in church and when we're talking disability and the issues that we face, we're actually reaching far more people than we realise, and we're supporting far more people than we actually realise. And we're breaking down barriers, because a lot of people are quite nervous about talking issues of disability, and they're also quite nervous about talking to disabled people themselves. We can seem a little intimidating. I don't know why, but we do. And so being in church and having the opportunity to just be ourselves as we are is fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. And what do you think is one of the unique challenges about churches in rural communities? Like disabled from a disabled access point of view. I'm sure there's
well,
many.
well, a lot of the rural churches are very small churches indeed. And where you have a very small church, the chances are that the finances to support that church are really quite limited. So major building works and addressing access, physical access is hard. But then it's not just the physical access. Most rural churches do not have a speaker system or have the books that people can see in various different types, and there's a whole host of big issues that the rural churches haven't yet been able to meet. But rural communities do tend to be quite strong, and so we have where we have one side of it, which is the buildings themselves may be very difficult to access. We're looking at trying to find new ways of getting into the communities and to bring worship out where people can actually get. So if you have a church which really you can't get into, or maybe you can't hear within, maybe encouraging the use of a church hall or some other way forward of finding a way to be part of the worshipping community, maybe through house groups, or finding transport to other venues. You know, that there's an awful lot of possibilities out there. And I think together we can find ways of overcoming our access issues by working together and breaking down the roof.
Absolutely. And this is what we love about Roofbreakers and Roofbreaker networks, is that we can all make a change to churches and Christian communities by ourselves, but as a team, we can do more. So through the roof, we're praying for you with the launch of this Rural Roofbreaker network, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Thanks, Lynda.
Thank you, Fiona.